So friends, so far we have done transitive and intransitive verbs. But there's also a third concept to a verb, and that is verbs of incomplete predication. Incomplete means the verb does not complete the sense unless you use some word, a noun, an adjective, an adverb. So to use those words and make the sense of the verb complete. So such verbs which are incomplete are called verbs of incomplete predication. Now normally we have different forms of to be, is, are, were. We have verbs like looks, grows, appears, seems. These verbs are incomplete verbs and they need something to complete their sense. So here let's go to the example. He is a doctor. Now if I say he is, you'll ask me, madam, what after is, what is the word that completes the sense? So here the word is doctor. Doctor, what part of speech is doctor? A noun. So here the noun completes the sense of the verb is. Let's go to the next one. Satish appears handsome. Now as you know, the action word is appears. What kind of a person Satish? Handsome. Handsome here is an adjective. Handsome Satish. Did you understand? So I've used an adjective to complete the sense of the verb appears. Take the third one. My friend looked unhappy. Now your question will be, looked how? But the word how is not the WH question to be used here, because unhappy is an adjective that describes the friend. Unhappy friend. So what kind of a friend? Unhappy. What kind of a look? Unhappy. Okay, so here unhappy is an adjective which has been a complement for the verb looked. Let's take the next one. The sea grew stormy. Can the sea grow? Of course. At high tide, it expands. At low tide, it compresses. In that way, it grows. But here, we are describing the stormy sea. Stormy sea. So here I've used an adjective to describe the sea, the noun sea. But my verb grew is an incomplete verb. The sea grew. You'll ask me which side did it grow or how did it grow? No. So the sea grew stormy. Grew is an incomplete verb. It needed an adjective, stormy. It seems difficult. Must be some work. And every work is sometimes difficult, sometimes quite easy. But here, it seems difficult. It seems, you'll ask me, madam, seems what? So to complete the sense of the verb seems, I've used the adjective difficult. Difficult is an adjective. So the complement here is an adjective and the word is difficult. And the verb seems is an incomplete verb. A verb of incomplete predication. I think you must be clear with the idea that these verbs are incomplete verbs and they need something to complete their sense. So the word that completes the meaning of the verb is complement of the verb. Okay? C-O-M-P-L-E-M-E-N-T, complement. There's another word, complement. C-O-M-P-L-I-M-E-N-T, complement. It's a good remark. So the compliment of the teacher gave a compliment to his work. Compliment, the good remark of the teacher, gave a compliment to his work. So added in giving him the boost to do his work. Understood? So there are two words, compliment and complement. Refer to your dictionaries. Okay? So is this very clear? The word that completes the meaning of the verb is complement of the verb, right? Now I've given you a few more examples. She began to cry. She began. You'll ask me, began with what? Work or whatever it is. Here, to cry. To cry is a verb, but it's a non-finite verb. It's an infinitive. The finite verb is began. Began is the finite verb. To cry is the complement of the verb began, and to cry is an infinitive. It is a non-finite verb. Let's take the next sentence. They continued shouting. Now they were doing something. Continued with what? Continued what? Shouting. You will tell me shouting is a verb. Very true. You're absolutely right. It's a verb. But here it is a non-finite verb. The finite verb is continued. Here shouting is a non-finite verb and it is a gerund, a verbal noun. A gerund, a verbal noun. Let's take the next one. His voice appears enchanting. Now here, enchanting is a verb. The finite verb is appears. Appears is an incomplete verb. Now enchanting. Enchanting describes his voice. Enchanting voice. So what kind of a voice? Enchanting. So enchanting is a verb, but it is a verbal adjective. It describes the voice, enchanting, verbal adjective. So here this is a participle. So going over it, began, incomplete verb, to cry, infinitive, complement. Continued, incomplete verb, shouting, complement, it's a gerund. Appears, incomplete verb, enchanting is a participle. So all these three are non-finite verbs. They are used to complete the meaning of the incomplete verbs. Clear? Right. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.